Before I even begin this video today, I just want to let you all know that earlier on today I decided to cut my own hair because I can't afford right now to go get it done professionally. And I decided to record a little bit of that, so if you feel like watching that stupid random video, the link will be below. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Once Upon a Thursday. My name is Jeremy, and today I am going to be reviewing the episode Hat Trick. Now, I would just like to say right off the bat that I knew that this episode was going to be about the Mad Hatter and Wonderland on some extent. Because of the title, it wasn't really that hard to piece together what was going to happen. What I did not expect is that the Mad Hatter would have such a tragic backstory. We find out that his name is Jefferson in Fairy Tale World, and he has a daughter, and he is kind of forced to leave her in order to help Regina, the queen, to get something that Regina had taken from her. They go to Wonderland using his hat, which has magic, which allows him to kind of travel through different worlds, and he took Regina into Wonderland to get a box that was in the center of a labyrinth, and Regina basically broke all the rules, stole the item, and brought her father back to life. And I'm not sure exactly how this happened, because I feel like this kind of thing should have happened somewhere like with the Hercules story with Hades, but I guess it kind of makes sense that if a person dies, the Queen of Hearts gets their heart, and she kind of has like their essence. I'm guessing that's how it worked. Regina ends up leaving with her father out of Wonderland and traps Jefferson in Wonderland, and he has his head removed by the Queen of Hearts and is told to make a brand new hat that will bring him back to his own world. So the reason why he goes crazy is because he's trying to make a magic hat that will bring him back to Fairy Tale World. Now in Storybrooke, Mary Margaret has escaped from jail and Emma is chasing after her and runs into Jefferson in the middle of the forest. Emma brings Jefferson back to his house, and he kind of in a way abducts her. He poisons her with tea and ties her up. She quickly escapes because she's a Banff, and she discovers that Mary Margaret is actually being held there too. And Jefferson reveals that the reason why he took Emma is because everything was the same in Storybrooke for 28 years until she showed up, and then all of a sudden magic was brought back. And so he wants her to make a magic hat that will bring him back to his world so that he can be with his daughter again. A couple series of events happen, and Mary Margaret's Banffness kicked in when she literally kicked Jefferson out of the window and he disappeared, but his hat was still there. So I'm guessing that the hat that Emma made for him worked. What I liked about this episode is that it didn't try to be anything more than what it was, and Wonderland was taken very well. It didn't seem like they tried too hard to really push the Wonderland story. They were more focusing on the Mad Hatter and how he got mad and his character in Storybrooke and how those two characters translate and how they affect each other. And I like that we didn't spend so much time in Wonderland, because the Wonderland story to me has been so used and overused over the last several years, and we've seen a lot of influences of it in a lot of modern TV. And I think it's about time that Wonderland just gets a break. And so it was nice to not have the focus on Wonderland, but the route to Wonderland in which the Hatter gets there and is stuck there and becomes the Mad Hatter. This was a fun episode because we had a villain character that really acted like a villain in Storybrooke. We have Regina, who's kind of screwing around with everybody's lives, but she's not so much doing something just nasty. Like, this guy abducted Mary Margaret and Emma, tied them up, and forced Emma to do something for him. And to me there was something so like horrible and creepy and wonderful about it that it made me like this episode so much more. And it was nice to have a villain character. I'm just gonna reinforce that again because it was a really great episode for that sole reason. However, this was a slight filler episode because we didn't get anywhere really with the main plot, but we got a little more progression on what's going on in Fairy Tale World, and we also got a nice little twist that Regina's father is actually alive somewhere. Who knows where he's at, but he's somewhere, and something's gonna happen to him later on down the road, and I can't wait to see where this all goes. Another thing I was kind of curious about, because we had no Snow White interactions, is that I am not sure if this took place before Regina killed her father or after Regina killed her father. So either way, there was a little bit of a temporal confusion going on for me because we didn't really have a point of reference on where we're at in the timeline of Fairy Tale World. So there could be any number of things that could have happened. This could have happened before the events that Regina killed her father. I'm really not sure. Either way, it was fun, but it was a filler. We didn't really get anywhere with the main plot of Mary Margaret being convicted, though we did get a nice little plot twist at the end that Mr. Gold and Regina are actually working together to get Mary Margaret So that was something I was not expecting. I knew that Mr. Gold was dirty, and I've always known that he's dirty, and I knew that he has really no investment in everybody, that he's really just out to help himself. But I didn't realize that he was working with Regina, and I can't figure out why he's working with Regina unless he legitimately believes that Mary Margaret killed Catherine. But I don't think he does, because I think he's smarter than that. We'll see what happens in the next episode. I was reading on the title for the next one on Netflix, and the next one shows why the Queen hates Snow White so much, and I can't wait to see that episode. Can I just say that? This episode was wonderful, but I can't wait to see the next one. Like, this one was great, and it was a nice little, like, pump up the party till the next episode, but it wasn't anything groundbreaking. It was just nice and pleasant, and it wasn't bad and boring, and I liked that about it. So that has been my review of this episode. Stick around for next week, and I will be reviewing the next episode in the series, and I will be back again tomorrow with another video. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace out. Take it, Mouse.